Welcome back. In this introduction video, we are going to give you an overview of what it is a wholesaler does, how to do a deal, and then we are going to get into some frequently asked questions. So, getting started. Wholesaling from start to finish is really only comprised of 4 steps, and I'm going to give you the clearest picture that I can. Number 1, you're going to be marketing for motivated sellers. Whether online or physical, through a sign, a flyer, whatever it is, you're going to be attracting and generating those seller leads, people looking to sell their home. The next thing you're going to do is you're going to negotiate a sale price. Using our techniques, you're going to be getting the very best price negotiated down, because the more you can negotiate the price down, obviously when you flip that house, you can make more money. Then you're going to be putting the property under contract. This is just our lingo, our way of saying you're going to be signing a purchase and sale agreement, of which I have a copy here. Super simple agreement that we have the homeowners sign, and the agreement is so simple that they don't need a lawyer to do it, and you can walk them through right there at the property showing. And this is a strategy, this is a way that we're able to buy and sell houses so quickly, because we cut through all the regular mumbo jumbo of legal contracts, and we get the simplest form that a homeowner can make a decision right there on the spot. And lastly, you assign your contract. In other words, you sell your deal to an end buyer, another investor who's going to step in and close on that property instead of you, and then they're going to go on to rehab the property, fix it up and sell it, or whatever they want to do with it. It's their property at that point. You make money by assigning your contract at a higher price than you are purchasing the property for. It's extremely simple, and I've heard people describing how to wholesale houses in different ways. That is the cleanest and simplest way. It's a very simple strategy. It's not easy, but it's a very simple strategy, and once you know all the steps in the process, you're going to be able to start doing deals very quickly. So a few questions. The first question is simply, is wholesaling legal? Now, wholesaling is something that has been around as long as contracts has been around, as long as homes in the modern world have been around. It's a strategy that somebody, if they have a purchase to and sale agreement, they can assign their interest. And even if they don't have an agreement, someone who's a homeowner now can assign that property, whatever the property is, over to somebody else. So all us wholesalers are doing is we're making a business out of an already existing strategy. 10 years ago, when I was getting started in wholesaling, I actually got this question a lot more, because at the time it was a little bit more of an unknown strategy, and it was a strategy that really only those really old school clever investors knew of. But because of Google and YouTube and the internet, the strategy has gone more mainstream, and you're going to find a lot more even wholesalers in your local market, which is a good thing. Aren't you just a broker? And this is really the one reason why people worry about the legality of wholesaling. And the truth is, no, you're not a broker. There's a big difference between a broker. Even though you are a middleman, essentially, you have a seller on one end, you have a purchase agreement, and you have the end buyer. In a sense, you're a middleman. But the difference between a broker and a wholesaler and a real estate investor is simply the fact that you, as an investor, have equitable interest in the property. And that's what makes you an investor. Now, equitable interest is just another way of saying you have skin in the game, you have money in the deal. Now, luckily for us, it does not matter how much money you have in the deal. Typically, with properties, if you're dealing with an actual broker or an actual realtor, is that they will ask you to put 20% down, 25% down on the property. Luckily for us, again, we're not dealing with brokers or realtors. We are marketing directly to the homeowner, directly to the seller. And that is how we are able to negotiate, only putting down as much as $20 or less as that down payment. The most money that I have ever personally put down on a wholesale deal is $20. Coincidentally, that was my first deal. After I realized that it was possible to only put $20 down on a property, and it has everything to do with how much you negotiate that down payment, I have not put down as much as $20 on a property ever since then. The next deal after that was $5. And the interesting thing is, and we're going to show you how to do this, when negotiating things like this with the homeowner, is that there's no sneakiness about it. You're telling the homeowner essentially exactly what I just told you, that you don't need, because you're buying these wholesale deals so rapidly, you don't like to put down more than $20 just to make the contract legal. But we're going to get into all that negotiation later. Why is wholesaling important? So a lot of new investors don't realize that properties in real estate in general, homes, exchange hands once, two, three, as many as 4 times before it ever hits the market. And by market, I mean the MLS, the multiple listing service. And the MLS is actually a place where the realtors place their properties for sale. So, for example, if a home is bank owned and it gets foreclosed on and it goes back to the bank, how does that property then go from the bank back to the market, the MLS? It's exchanging hands by who? People like you and me, wholesalers who are flipping the house, rehabbing the house, fixing it up before it's able to be purchased by a retail homeowner. So wholesaling, what it does is that it keeps the market going. It refreshes the market in a sense. Without wholesalers, the housing market really wouldn't flow and function as good as it is. So wholesalers are actually very positive to the market, and it's a very good investment strategy. Lastly, is wholesaling a good strategy for a new investor? Absolutely. For obvious reasons. The most obvious reason is that you don't need money to purchase these homes. You don't need credit. I'm 29 years old as of a couple of weeks ago, as I'm filming this. But I did my first deal when I was 18. So throughout that time, no one has ever asked me if I have a realtor's license. No one has ever asked me if I went to college. No one has ever asked me for a large down payment. No one has ever asked me my credit. All of these things are irrelevant in the real world, which is good things for you and I. And in my case, I knew that I did not want to have to go to university. I just wanted to make money, flip houses, become a real estate entrepreneur. And wholesaling has been my ticket to living the lifestyle. I'm able to make money in the background of real estate, and in the front end of things, I'm able to do things that I'm passionate about, and I'm able to travel and live my life. So, wholesaling will be your godsend, regardless of your situation. Whether you're dirt broke and your back is against the wall, you've got bills to pay, whatever your deal is, wholesaling will be your ticket to that freedom in your future. And if you're already out there wholesaling houses, or you're investing in real estate while you're doing another strategy, again, it's going to be even easier for you because you have that experience with real estate to pick up this strategy and start making money. That's it for this video. I will see you in the next lecture.